Evenich. Good to see you. What brings you here?
Favour. Please, you're a friend. You have to. I'm in trouble. Real trouble. I need your help. Can you lend me a gun? Just till tomorrow. Be a friend. Do me a favour.
What do you need a gun for?
What do I need a gun for? Oh, man. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Give me a drink. I have to have something to drink. I'm going to be spending the night out in the woods alone. Way out in the woods. So, you know, just in case anything happens. So will you please lend me a gun, be a friend, do me a favour?
Evenich, you're not making any sense. What's all this woods business? Are you in trouble? Involved in something illegal? What's happened? What's the matter with you? You look sick.
Wait a minute. Give me a minute. Let me catch my breath. Oh, my God. I'm a wreck. My head, my whole body. I feel like a shish kebab. I can't take it anymore. This is the end. Don't ask questions. Don't ask me for details. Just be a good friend and give me a gun, please.
That's enough. You're acting like a big baby. Listen to yourself. A man like you, a married man with a good, steady job, ought to be ashamed of yourself.
A married man? That's the whole problem. You know what it means, being a married man? It means I suffer. It means I'm a pack animal. I'm a refuse collector. I'm a slave and a serf. I'm a coward who sits around quietly waiting for the next disaster and hasn't even got the brains to blow his brains out. I'm an idiot and a fool. But why am I still alive? Hey, tell me. Why am I alive? What's the point of it all? This uninterrupted concatenation of mental and physical punishment. Look, I understand sacrifice. Now, I could suffer for ideas or ideals. But for ladies' dresses and light bulbs, no! 1,000 times, no, no, and no!
Stop shouting, the neighbours will hear.
Let the neighbours hear! I don't care. If you won't lend me a gun, somebody else will. No problem. And then all of this will be over once and for all. I've made me mind up. Do you understand? I've made me mind up!
Stop that! You rip off one of my buttons. Get a hold of yourself, man, now. Just what is so bad about your life? I don't understand any of this.
What's so bad? You want to know what's so bad about my life? All right, I'll tell you. I'll lay it all out for you in detail, in black and white. And then you'll know. And then maybe I'll feel better. Come on. Sit down. Good. Now, suppose we consider, just for example, today. Take today. All right? Now, as you know, I go into the office at 9. I stay till 4, taking care of business. And it's hot in the office. And it's stuffy. And there's flies all over the place. And it is, as you very well know, a bottomless and never-to-be-enlightened outpost of chaos. My secretary's away on holiday. My assistant crap-off has gone off somewhere to get married. And what's laughingly referred to as the staff is preoccupied with the joys of summer, weekends in the country, the promise of illicit love affairs, and probably, for all I know, amateur theatricals. They're always asleep or exhausted or hungover. You can't get a lick of work out of them. I have a temporary replacement of a secretary who's deaf in one ear, the left ear, and who's hopelessly in love. The clients haven't got a brain in their heads. You know, you can't get them to sit still. You know, they run, they jump, they get angry, they shout. I mean, the whole place is beyond bedlam. It makes you want to scream for help. It's a disaster area. It's a nest of vipers. It's a zoo of incurables. And the work is just the same thing over and over again. Issue a certificate, write up a memo. Issue a certificate, write up a memo. It's monotonous. Like waves. No variety. Have you ever watched waves? Little ones. Very monotonous waves. No variety. You know what I mean? Get me another drink. Please. So, finally, you leave the office. And you are beaten into little bits. And all you want is a couple of stiff drinks and a bit to eat and a good night's sleep. But no. Because it's dawned on you that it is summertime and that you have rented a place in the country for summer. And you are now an insignificant cog in the greater scheme of things. A niggle in nothing. And now, do you follow? Now, you're about to flap around like a chicken with its head cut off because you have errands to run. You see, we have this little custom out where we rent for the summer. If you're going into town, then every little bugger whatsoever, and this is without even including your own wife, has the perfectly natural, God-given right to give you a huge list of errands to run. My wife, for example, wants me to stop by the dress shop and tell them in no uncertain terms that the blouse is far too big, except in the shoulders, which are far too small. Sonia wants me to return her slippers, and my sister-in-law wants me to get 2/3 of a yard of crimson silk to match this sample here, and 6 yards of braid. Now, hang on a minute. I'll read you the old thing. A glove for the lamb. 1 pound of smoked sausage, cloves and cinnamon. Some castor oil for Misha. 10 pounds of powdered sugar. Oh, get the copper wash tub and the sugar tongs from the house. Mothballs and bleach, 20 bottles of beer. Smelling salts and a size 82 corset for Mademoiselle Chanceau. And bring out Misha's Wellingtons and his autumn jacket. And that is my wife's list and my family's. And here is the list given to me by my sweet friends and gentle neighbours. God damn every one of them to hell! Tomorrow is Volodya Vaskin's birthday, so I'm supposed to buy him a bicycle. Colonel Vikram's wife is in what they call an interesting condition. So I have to stop by the doctor's every other day just to remind her to turn up to the blessed event, and so on and so forth. I've got 4 different notes in my pockets and knots in my handkerchiefs for everything else. So there you are. Between the time I leave the office to the time you get to the train station, you've got to run all over town like a dog dragging his tongue in the mud. Run, 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 run! And cursing the day you were ever born. The department store to the chemist to the dress shop to the delicatessen back to the chemist. You're soaked in sweat, you keep dropping your money. At the 3rd stop, you forget to pay, and they carry on like you're trying to rob them. At the 4th stop, there's a lady with a long dress, and you step on it. And you know what happens? All this running around sends you crazy and leaves you a physical wreck. To the point where your bones crack all night long and you dream about crocodiles. Finally, all your errands are done. And you've bought everything you're supposed to buy. Now, has it occurred to you that you might have a slight problem carting all this stuff back to the country with you? How, for example, do you pack a large copper wash tub and a plunger and a lamp globe? How do you make a single parcel out of 20 bottles of beer and a bicycle? You address the problem. You work at it like a Chinese puzzle. You come at it this way and that way. You use up all your ingenuity and your time trying to figure out how to hold it all together, but something falls off or rolls away at the last minute, no matter what you do. And you find yourself standing at the station with your arms stretched, your legs bowed, using your chin to hold onto a parcel that's held together by wire and string and God knows what else. And finally, the train arrives. And people start shoving and knocking your parcels all over the place. You've got your stuff on their seat. They all start shouting. They call the conductor. They threaten to have you kicked off the train. And what can I do? I just stand there, rolling my eyes and looking like a donkey with a stick in his mouth and a carrot up his arse. So, now comes the next round. I finally get to the cottage. And naturally, all I want is what I'm entitled to. A couple of good stiff drinks, a little something to eat, and finally, a little rest from the labours of the just. A little visit with Mr. Sandman. And it's my perfectly natural, God-given right, is it not? No. That's not what happens. What happens is my wife has been waiting for this moment all day long. So you barely started on your soup when all of a sudden, wham bam, thank you very much, wouldn't it be lovely if we went out this evening? The drama group's putting on a show, or there's a dance at the club, and that's that. You can protest, and it doesn't mean a thing, because you are a married man. So you go, and you start losing your eyesight, watching the Duke's decadent daughter, or something with a short French name. And you sit there clapping your hands every time your wife pokes you. And you just sit there, starting to fade faster and faster, until you're hoping that an early emphysema might take you away. Or suppose you go dancing at the club. Then you have to work fast to round up enough fools for your wife to dance with. And if you can't find enough fools, you wind up having to dance with her yourself. Dancing. Dance after dance with your wife. So, you get in from the show or the club, and it's after midnight, and you are no longer a human being. You are a piece of dead meat, but at least you've attained your goal. The summit of your day is at hand, and you proceed to divest yourself of your garments. And you get into bed. Unbelievable luxury. And you're closing your eyes and you're going to sleep. And suddenly, everything is wonderful and comfortable. It's positively poetry. The children aren't screaming or fussing in the next room. Your wife is still out. Your conscience is clear. And you can't imagine anything better anywhere else. And you close your eyes. And you're drifting off to sleep. And suddenly you heard a tiny noise. Mosquitoes! God damn mosquitoes! Damn mosquitoes! The ninth plague of Egypt! And it's such a sorry sound. I mean, it's such a sad and depressing sound that you almost feel sorry for them. But since you're the poor bugger they're biting, you begin to itch. And you scratch. For an whole hour you scratch. Then you light a cigarette, you blow smoke at them, and you swat at them, and you put your head under the covers, but nothing works. So in the end you say, to hell with it. And you just lie back and let them destroy you. Eat me, you monsters! Eat me! Finally, you start getting used to the mosquitoes. And suddenly the 10th plague of Egypt strikes. Your wife has come home. She's in the living room. And she's brought her tenors with her. And they start rehearsing show tunes for the next show. Because they spend their days sleeping, these tenors, and their nights rehearsing show tunes. And tenors, by Christ, are a torment, besides which mosquitoes are positively benign. Never say thy youth is wasted. Oh, what's the other one? Yeah, now, love, beside you enchanted I stand. I tell you, tenors are a mean and cruel bunch. They attack the central nervous system. They pull the nerves shrieking from your body. But I've developed this little trick. You understand? And I use it against them. And what I do is, I tap like this, with this finger, right here on my temple, right next to my ear. And I carry on tapping like this, right here, for the next 4 hours or so, until they all go away. Water. Please, water. Get me water. Get me a glass of water. I can't go on. Well, finally, there you are. It's morning. You haven't slept. Now you have to get up and march down to the station and catch your train. And you run because you're afraid you might miss your train. And it is not a pleasant day. It is a miserable day. It is cold, it is rainy, you are freezing, and the train is filthy. And you get into town, and you go into the office, and the whole merry-go-round starts all over again. There. I've told you the whole thing. Exactly as it happens. And that is life. And that life, believe me, I can say in all seriousness, I would not wish on my worst enemy. It has made a wreck of me. I am ill. You understand? Physically ill. I suffer from shortness of breath. I have heartburn. My digestion does not function. My vision is blurred. And I live in constant fear of something. You might not believe this, but I've turned into a psychopath. You understand? This is just between you and me. I've even been considering going to see one of them doctors. You know, a psychiatrist. I feel like I'm coming down with something, friend. And it will not be a pretty sight. You see, in these moments of aggravation and stupefaction, when the mosquitoes are biting and the tenors are singing, suddenly there's a blur in my eyes. And what happens is I leap up and I run around the house screaming, blood! Blood, Iago, blood! Funny thing is, I actually do get the urge to stick a knife into somebody or break a chain over their heads. So, can you see what the summertime can drive you to? And the worst of it is, nobody feels sorry for you. Nobody knows how you feel. They all act as if it's perfectly normal. They even laugh. But I'm a human being. You have to understand this. And I want to live. This is not a comedy. It's a tragedy. Look, if you don't have a gun you can lend me, just please tell me you know how I feel.
Believe me, I know how you feel.
I know. I can see that you know how I feel. Goodbye. I've got to pick up the sardines and the sausage, and then there's a toothpaste. Then I get my train.
Where exactly is it you're spending the summer?
Rotten River.
No, Rotten River? I don't believe it. Do you happen to know Olga Finneberg? She's spending the summer there too.
Do I know her? Of course I know her.
I can hardly believe this. What a surprise, what a coincidence. Listen, this is really wonderful of you.
What is?
You got to do me a little favour. You won't mind, you're a friend. You will, won't you? Promise me you will.
Well, what?
Be a friend. Promise me you will. First of all, say hello to Olga. Tell her that you saw me and that everything's fine. Give her my best. Second of all, just take this one little thing with you when you go. She asked me to buy her a sewing machine, which of course I did. But of course, there was no way to get it out to her. Now you can take it with you. Also, there's this little cage with this little canary in it that has to go too. Only you have to be very careful because the little door in the little cage is very loose. And what's the matter? Why are you looking at me like that?
A sewing machine. A little cage with a little canary. A little birdie, a little yellow birdie.
Evenich, what's the matter with you? Why are you getting so red?
Give me the goddamn machine! Give me the goddamn cage! There you go. Why don't you ride me out there yourself, eh? Let's play horsey. Go on! Kick the horsey! Kill him! Blood. Blood, Iago, blood!
Going crazy.
Blood, Iago, blood!
Help! Help! Somebody help!
Blood! Blood, Iago! Blood! Blood!